Welcome to the show.
Okay, so now back to serious ones. This one is actually serious. Topic 5. It's about China. Jono's topic.
China. Okay, so have you guys heard of the one-child policy
Yes.
in China? So this is a rule where if you're Chinese, okay, there was exemptions from this rule. So if you're a minority ethnic group, this didn't apply to you. But Chinese people are only allowed to have one child.
Were.
So this has been phased out to like a 2-child policy now from 2015. But for like
We did it.
the 30 years before that, you could only have one child unless the first child was a girl, and then you were allowed to have another one in case it could be a boy. So I think because of their culture, and what this might have led to, or has led to, is a much higher ratio of boys to girls than anywhere else in the world.
Crazy.
Sausage party.
So the natural ratio usually lies between 1.07 and 1.11 boys to girls. So like there's a few, like that much more percentage. 7 to 11% more boys than girls.
I was after like a
But
51 to a 49.
A whole number? Yeah, I didn't have that. 117 to 100.
Okay.
Or
Yeah, that
111 to 100. Their one is 117. So they've got a much higher rate than the natural rate of like boys compared to girls. So what that's led to is people making like sort of the assumption, and it is to a degree, like there is some evidence that people do this, but like basically infanticide, which is like killing babies if they're a girl. Because like they don't get any support, I think, from the government. They don't have access to education or healthcare if they're like over the one-child policy. So it's a massive burden on the family. They can't actually afford them. So they might only have one shot at having a kid, and if it comes out a girl,
Sucks.
yeah, they're killing them or they're aborting them. Has always been the assumption. However, and this has led to currently, I think on the records, there's like a 30 million person difference between men and women in that sort of generation of people trying to look to get a wife and stuff.
That was the headline.
Is that
Where's China's 30 million missing girls?
Yeah, and that could cause like massive problems. Like, so even the government, that's why they relax the rules and they're like, oh, we better not do this anymore, because it could cause heaps of like people to leave China because they can't find a woman. I think one of the quotes was, "It's not good to have all that loose testosterone around for like crime," which is true.
Fair point.
It's true. Like, it's not even a question of like, oh, there's plenty of fish in the sea. Like, no,
There's not.
It's the opposite.
plenty of sausages, no fish. So, but some researchers have come out and they've gone, this is research they've conducted over 20 years, but they weren't able to publish it till recently. Because one of the researchers was Chinese and he would have gotten in trouble. But what he's saying is, no, people just aren't reporting that they had girls. They're just not telling anyone. So the girls are there. There's all these millions of people who aren't on the registries as being, like, having been born.
But they had the babies at home?
Well, I think they have to report, I guess, that they've been born, register the birth.
Wouldn't the hospital
I think
do
if
that?
you're in a village in China, you probably don't have a hospital.
Yeah,
it's probably like, and like they were saying that lower level officials, because they want the villagers to be on their side, were complicit in not reporting. So this is like a very local level thing where like the villager, like say the official who looks at the bureaucracy of that village, it might be a couple of officials or something who are meant to do all the paperwork or whatever and send it off, just didn't send. They turned a blind eye to extra children. So those kids might actually be there, and they haven't been killing everyone.
It's not very often that a good story comes out about China, eh?
Wow.
But this one makes them seem awesome.
Well, some of them.
They were all like, they're kind of like, damn the man, like have kids.
Well, it makes like some Chinese people look awesome, but the Chinese nation is still a bit...
The way these researchers went about it was they actually interviewed families, and they actually found lots of families, and they were like, we call that one the forbidden one or something like that, or we call that one the one that doesn't exist. But it's like a Chinese phrase, so it was like sort of fit together better.
I'm sure it sounded better.
It's a better one, because so that family, the oldest one was a girl, so they were allowed to have another, and they had a boy, and then they had another one that was a girl, and then we say that's the one that doesn't exist.
Incredible.
That would do something to your self-esteem.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's, so they like there might be lots more kids out there than they.
It's good.
Yeah, and that's probably good for their economy too, because it's not good to have an aging population. It's a massive burden.
Which, it's...
Like I guess it was kind of it was kind of bad that we all believed that they were killing their kids as well that easily. I don't think we would. I feel like it's something to do with race somehow. Like maybe we wouldn't have been so quick to believe that if it was a different country or something. But we're like, oh, they're monsters because we don't know what they're like. I guess their culture is so foreign to us that we're like, they could do anything.
Well, even like the idea of a one-child policy is so foreign to us.
Yeah.
So if we could,
the government telling you how many kids you have is pretty.
So like believing that, like it's just taking it the next step further.
Yeah. If the world got overpopulated, though, what would you do?
Yeah, I don't think it's that.
We're not that far from it.
Go to Mars.
I'm not.
You cannot eat the rocks there. I don't know how many times.
There's nothing inside the rocks,
for people. That's not gonna help. They're gonna die on Mars.
Fundamentally, I don't have a problem with the one-child policy. I think
two-child policy.
We need to control a child policy. Yeah. Like we need to control the population.
Only child people tend to turn out weird.
But
are you an only child?
No.
Good.
But the repercussions can be interesting.
They think
this was true.
They think the one-child policy is led to spoiled kids. Because they're all single children and their parents just spoil them both.
And you don't have someone to just morally degrade you for the whole of your life.
Is that what your older brothers did to you?
No.
Are you okay?
It's a pretty intense form of control.
Yeah.
How many children you can have, that's pretty personal.
China has a history of that. They had the Great Leap Forward where they just made everyone stop working in farms and go and work in factories, and 30 million Chinese people died in a famine.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The world is crazy.
That was Mao Zedong.
Oh, mate, man.
Yeah. But yeah, maybe they haven't been killing their kids, which is good.
But it's
positive.
It's great.
It is really controlling, but it's also kind of forward thinking. It's they are thinking on more of a global scale. Let's think about what our population is doing and how we're affecting the planet that we're living on.
Which is one of the good things about communism, right? Is they do things big picture.
Yeah, Fidel Castro is a massive environmentalist.
Yeah.
And anti-racism, which no one ever seems to talk about.
Yeah. I think their philosophy is internationalism, but in the opposite way that capitalism is. So capitalism is companies can do whatever they want across borders, whereas their one's working class people need to work together across borders to not allow companies to screw you up.